आपे दाता आपे भुगता जी हाँ तुद बिन अब न जाना तू पार ब्रह्म बेअंत बेअंत जी तेरे क्या गुण आप बखाना जो सेव हैं तुद जी जन नानक तिन कुर्बाना हर त्याग हैं तुद जी से चंद जोग में सुखवासी से मुक्त पए जन हर त्याया जी दिन कुटी चमकी फांसी जिन निरपौ जिन हर निरपौ त्याया जी दिन का पौ सब वासी जिन से व्या मेरा हर जीते हर रूप समासी से तन जन हर त्याया जी जन नानक तिन बंजासी तेरी भगत पंडार जी परे बेअंत बेअंता तेरे भगत सलाहन तुद जी हर अनेक अनेक अनंता तेरी अनेक कर हर पूजा जी तप पह जपह बेअंता तेरे अनेक प्रयोग को सिमर छाछ.
Hello everyone, all you beautiful mothers out there.
से भगत परे जन नानक जी जो पावे मेरे हर भगवंता तू आदि पुरख अपना करता जी तुझ जेवर अवर न कोई तू जुग एक
Thank you Trudy for sharing. Everyone for being here. Thank you Nathan, Trudy, Deborah, Laura, Carl, Keefe baby, Kiefer baby, Linda, Trey, Elwood. Hello beautiful peeps. I have a really cool, powerful presentation. It took me quite a while because it's important to understand what true mother is. What mother is. We think mom is this lady that might still be alive or is crossed over, hung out for a little while, she gave birth. It is that. And that's beautiful, and that's enough. But the rabbit goes deeper into the hole than we can possibly imagine. And through my research today, even though I would claim that I knew that, during my research today, my heart opened up. And it's my goal, not that yours isn't already, but to stretch it a little wider. In fact, let's even knock down all the walls. Surrounded by what is Mother's Day. Namely, what is mother? But since we're celebrating and acknowledging mother today, what is mother? It kicked me in my pants. So let me fall into my space and we'll get started. Welcome again, everyone. John, Steve Fish, Lynn. Before we get started, if you would, everyone please share this to your wall. If you feel it, if you feel the call, share to your wall. Also, it is very cool and important to me if you would go to youtube.com/Center of Light Radio if you have not already. Please subscribe to my page. My visibility is getting greater, and thanks to you. I have lots of things moving in my life right now, and I'm grateful for Mother, that which gives birth to all of creation, that I'm finally able to recognize that my mom, my Divine Mother, loves me. I have an opportunity for a major worldwide book publishing deal to combine my bestseller, The Divine Principle, as well as For the Love of God, into a compilation making a third volume called Homecoming, Initiation, Integration, and Graduation. The Divine Principle was my initiation. For the Love of God, about my journey to India, was my integration. And dear Lord, I'm telling you, I feel it. I'm moving to a level of graduation. Homecoming, So help me to become visible. Also, I want to grab a link in the room, which is posted now. Please like that Facebook page. It is my goal, my vision, and I bless you for joining me in it. Facebook.com/Center of Light Radio. It's in the feed now. I want to eventually get this off of my personal wall. But if it wasn't because of my personal wall, I wouldn't have reached, and or you reached me and met you. And we hang out in this forum, in this fashion, in this way, in this sharing, in this communion. Please do that. Hello, Holly. See what time it is? Right on it. All right, let's get started. Let me check YouTube land. For those out in YouTube, please feel free. I'm going to mostly hang out in the Facebook forum, which is facebook.com/Keith Anthony Blanchard. That's KEITHANTHONY Blanchard, BLANCHARD. But I will check back here periodically, and I appreciate you for being here as well. Hello, Marissa. Wow, Marissa, it's been years, girl. All right, so let's get started with this beautiful presentation. Most of the presentations I do for Center of Light Bursts of Light. Hello, Kayleen, beautiful Kayleen. It's more about empowerment and from an aspect of teaching. This is as well, but it's going to be more of massaging your heart versus an outright verbal teaching and lesson kind of thing. This is more of just bringing something through of the importance of mother. We all have mothers. It is impossible to be on this earth without a mother. Hello, Hoel. She is a conduit, a channel, a vessel. Hello, Dana Trotter. Your mother is everything. Everything. And everything. For everything that was ever created, is created now, or will ever be created, comes from mother. Father is the seed. Mother is the bringer of harvest. Whatever that harvest may be in any aspect of your life. This is the importance of mother. And today, pretty much worldwide, it is recognized and acknowledged. Y'all got to give me a moment. Hello, Michael. Hello, Dane. Brian. Something's transpiring with me. This is not a showboat. Something is transpiring with me, and it feels like, oh, dear Lord, my mother, who is deceased, far from deceased, she's just invisible. And if you stick around for a little bit, I'm going to share a story with you that happened to me that is so powerful. A little towards the end of this presentation. About my mom, who is invisible on the other side, came to me 4 months after her passing. You saw me get emotional and overwhelmed a minute ago. She's here. I'm not necessarily becoming emotional because she's here. I'm happy and ecstatic about that. But she's pushing. This might be tough for me to get through. So today is about mothers, hence Mother's Day. I'm excited about doing this presentation myself. For what I am going to receive from it. The energy of not only what I'm going to be reading, but what I know is happening to me in the spiritual plateau as to why I'm able to bring this love and light through in the form of information and presence and offering and friendship. Gotta back off. Happy Mother's Day to all of you. Even you men out there are mothers. No, I don't mean it that way. This does not exclude anyone from being acknowledged for Mother's Day. Everyone needs to be celebrated and acknowledged on Mother's Day. Even the men, even the male species, the male gender, you are mothers. For how can you not be? Half of your existence is because of your mother. You embody her beliefs, her love, her wisdom, her DNA, her presence in your life now, even if she's not here. Her presence in your life, even though she is not on this earth plane right now. My mother is moving all around me and through me right now. It's hard for me to contain myself. And I wish upon all of you that you spend time with your mother if she's alive. And maybe take the energy and my love and my offering as I hand this over to you unconditionally. Because I love you. And that's the mother in me that speaks to you. And maybe from now on, not that you don't already, can look at your mother in a new way. How about a deeper way, a much broader way, a more appreciative, connected way? So again, for the males out there, you are still mother energy. You are still divine mother. Half of you came from your mother. Father is the planter of seed. Mother is the bringer of harvest. She is the cosmic womb. She's the heart. She's the stargate. Mother. Nothing comes through without mother. I guess it's best to go to the idea of where does Mother's Day come from? The origin of Mother's Day. Mother's Day is a holiday honoring motherhood that is observed in different forms throughout the world, and Mother's Day 2018 occurs on Sunday. We know the sacredness of special events in a spiritual way taking place on Sunday. Christ, this, that Sunday. The American incarnation of Mother's Day was created by Anna Jarvis in 1908 and became an official U.S. holiday in 1914. There's lots about that, so I'm going to pick. Once a major tradition in the United Kingdom and parts of Europe, this celebration fell on the fourth Sunday in Lent and was originally seen as a time when the faithful would return to their mother church, the main church in the vicinity of their home, for a special service. I think you're already starting to see the picture being drawn. Over time, the Mothering Sunday tradition shifted into more a secular holiday, and children would present their mothers with flowers as an offering to Mother and other tokens of appreciation. This custom eventually faded into popularity before merging with the American Mother's Day in the 1930s and 40s. There's a lot to that. Let's call that the opening statement. We think that motherhood goes only so far. It's like, in fact, what I just read. It started in the 30s or the 40s, but it goes way beyond that. Way beyond that. You are part of your mother, all the way back to going through the different levels of the hierarchy to divine mother. We talk about all the qualities of mother. Unconditional loving. She gives us sustenance. We suckle from the breast. The divine milk. All these loving qualities of mother. Nurturing, right? But that's not fair, so to speak, to our spirituality, is it? Excuse me. Because we're forgetting about the other half of mother. We have the unconditional love mother. We have the nurturing mother. All these different aspects of mother. But we don't acknowledge, and I saw this post today thanks to Annabelle Viscara, Mother Maleficent. Mother Maleficent. Who told you only the soft could be good mothers? That mothers could not be dragons in disguise. The women who teach their daughters how to preserve themselves by breathing out lightning were any less than wild, magical things when teaching their young about war and love's terrible lies. Mother. Mother can be firm, and it's for good cause. Notice I said the word firm. I didn't say the word hit or punishing. It's a total different area that I'm not going to get into, at least tonight. I'm going to read you a couple of things from different spiritual men. One moment. The first one I would like to read to you is from this divine man, who I've been blessed to be a part of his mission. His name is Swamiji Visvayogi. He's God realized. He is at the peak. He's at the plateau. He is at the apex. The truth does not need anyone's permission to exist. His slogan for this tour is, humanity is our strength, unity is our life. And if you look at this picture of this divine man, next to this light, one moment, this is worth it. If you look at this divine man next to this light, they look the same to me. There's an illumination there. There's an illumination there. And if you look at this man again, it doesn't look like father energy, does it? It looks like mother energy. It's divine love. This is what he says about mother. Let me get the link real quick. One moment. Thank you again for being here. From Divine Man Swamiji Visvayogi. He says, he's got his hand up. And literally, when he does this, any God man that does this, Jesus, Buddha, any one of these men, they're emoting and emitting such divine light, and it's coming out through that chakra in their hand. He says, divine blessings on the occasion of Mother's Day. Mother is the first guru for each and every individual. So first of all, you must satisfy your mother and keep her happy. Showing gratitude for all that the mother has done and keeping her happy and satisfied is the only duty of each and every person. In reality, every person has 5 mothers, namely, mother who gave birth, motherland, Mother Earth, Mother Universe, and Gomata. Keeping Mother Earth safe and happy is the only way for us to be safe and happy. To serve and worship the five mothers is real worship of the Lord. And will make this world an abode of peace. The place of peace. Again, that is from Swamiji Visvayogi. I'm going to read you something now from another God-realized man who is on the face of this earth today. He has awareness in 16 dimensions. Right now, you're aware of one dimension because I have your attention. When you go to sleep at night, that's another dimension. And when you have your eyes open and you daydream, that's two dimensions. And when you sleep at night and you're so hyper-conscious that it's so real, that's two dimensions. Sadhguru has awareness on 16 dimensions, all at the same time. He says this about mother. The beauty of motherhood is not in reproduction. And we all often lean into that as being the basis of motherhood. The beauty of motherhood is not in reproduction. The beauty of motherhood is in inclusion. She saw you as a part of herself. He says, my mother set the ambiance for me, without which I would not be what I am. Motherhood is not of biology, but of an unconditional inclusion. He continues, Mother's Day is a time to be grateful and appreciate not just our mothers, but every single aspect of the creation, because if you look closely, there isn't one thing in creation without which we can exist. In the body that you carry right now, what came out of your mother's womb is hardly there. It is mostly gone. In the body that you carry right now, what came out of your mother's womb is hardly there. It is mostly gone. Today, whatever the number of kilograms you carry, it is all from Mother Earth. I am not trying to belittle the genetic or the biological mother, he says. It is just that you are a spiritual seeker. It is extremely important you get the right perspective of everything. If you exaggerate things in your mind or with your emotion, you will point yourself in wrong directions and waste a huge amount of time and life. Excuse me. Because if you love somebody, you will exaggerate. If you like somebody, you exaggerate. If you dislike somebody, you will exaggerate. Exaggeration means either consciously or intentionally, you are deviating from the truth. Deviating from truth means you are working against yourself. One who works against himself does not need an enemy. This is called self-help. That is the beauty of your life. You are completely self-reliant. Excuse me. Every day of your life, you should appreciate all the things and all the people who are contributing to make your life what it is today. So we are grateful and we appreciate both our biological mothers and Mother Earth. We are all here because of this mother and that mother. Every day of your life, you should appreciate all the things and all the people who are contributing to make your life what it is today. Everything that is needed for your well-being is just being taken care of by the Creator. Every moment, every step that you take, the planet is not giving in and breaking up. Every breath that you take, the air is not escaping from the atmosphere and denying you. All these millions of motherly and fatherly forces are working in every moment of your life. You did not ask, and you are not paying a bill for all these. Simply, everything is provided. So for everything that nature and people around you are providing, shouldn't you bow down to everything in absolute gratitude? Because you are incapable of conducting your life without all of these forces cooperating with you, without being asked. If you look at it closely enough, there isn't one thing in creation without which you can exist. So I want you to look upon everything as mother, Sadhguru says. If you don't appreciate this, you have lost your consciousness completely. It is because you are too busy with some rubbish that is happening in your head, the monkey mind. That is the only reason anybody can miss all this. Something that is happening in your head is important because you think too much of yourself. A little more in Sadhguru. If you look at it closely enough, there isn't one thing in creation with which you exist. Today is the tree Mother's Day. Tomorrow is the mountain Mother's Day. The next day is your biological Mother's Day. The reason why these days have been fixed is because otherwise people will never think of their mother cultures have become like this. But if you are a little more conscious, if you remind yourself and look at this, oh, these trees are giving me oxygen. They are supporting me every moment. If you recognize this with everything, everywhere that you walk, you will become conscious. Hello, Jane, Annie. Hello, Alex. Hello, Annie. Another Annie, Mary Lou, Carl Welch, Patsy, Amy. Continuing some reading from another spiritual divine man behind me, Sathya Sai Baba. He shares more about the depth of mother and not just our biological one. But it's more about the appreciation of the divine that exists in all mothers for the love and grace that they have given us as vessels and vehicles through which the divine operates. Sathya Sai Baba says, man actually has 3 bodies, physical, mental, and spiritual. Therefore, you are not one person, but 3. Number 1, the one you think you are, i.e., body. Number 2, the one others think you are, i.e., the mind. Number 3, the one you really are, i.e., spirit. Your true form is the Atma, which means the soul. Not the body or the mind. In the circumstances that prevail today, very few honor their mother. Your mother carried you in her womb for 9 months and gave you birth after undergoing many difficulties and hardships. Forgetting such a mother is like forgetting God. Forgetting such a mother, let me read the whole thing, it is deserving. Your mother carried you in her womb for 9 months and gave you birth after undergoing many difficulties and hardships. Forgetting such a mother is like forgetting God. This amounts to forgetting yourself. Mother is your first teacher. It is the mother who feeds and nourishes you. It is on the lap of your mother that you grow up and experience all types of happiness. None should forget the love that they receive from their mother. First and foremost, your mother deserves your highest respect. Sathya Sai Baba, the man behind me in the picture, in the window, continues. Embodiments of love. This is how he addresses people. The love of your mother is nobler and supreme than the love of the friends and relatives in the world. The power of the mother is unparalleled. That is why we are calling the native country as motherland. Then it goes to earth mother, and then it goes to divine mother, and so forth and so on. The country of Bharat is like our mother. He's speaking from an India point of view. America, England, whatever you want to call it. In this sacred land of ours, several types of energy have been developing since ancient times. Great and holy men could acquire great spiritual power only due to the strength of their mother's blessing. Hello, Christopher. Hello, Trudy. The sacredness of a mother's heart and the strength of her blessings are unparalleled. Again, I tell you, my beloved children. But unfortunately, people are unable to understand properly the love of a mother, nor only in our country, but in every country. It is of great error to ignore the mother with such a divine power. Again, as I said, this presentation, my goal of it was to bring us all, including myself, into a deeper level of what mother really is. It's that place where everything is always okay. And that lives inside of all of us. And if you feel that in this moment, you're the next link on your chain back to cosmic mother, the aspect of God that is mother, is your biological mother. She is the conduit of which divine mother energy birthed you onto this planet. Check this out. God is not really mother nor father, as if that would be complete. That's confining the divine to a split idea, and we try to make some sort of sense out of it, some sort of wholeness. God is beyond that. God is infinite. All potential. So when we combine the mother and the father, that third something, yet again, I always talk about, begins to happen. The rebirth of the Christ begins to swell within each and every person. The lotus flower begins to blossom and open up in our heart. Or the Buddha compassion begins to open up. Or the phoenix begins to rise. No matter the culture, no matter the religion, no matter the creed, the code, the sect, it is all the same. And people have been seeking divinity since man has left God consciousness. Call it Adam and Eve. Doesn't matter what you call it. Even if it's a metaphor, it is enough to take us into the heart as the key to open up the gate and to always know that everything is always ALWAYS, always ALLWAYS. It's always okay. That's the place. That is the place where we connect not only to the Divine Mother, because your biological mom is the first one in line. You want your mom back in your life? Mine is all over me right now. I feel it. And again, I'm going to read something that happened to me 4 months after my mother passed. In just a little bit. If I can contain my energy and my emotion. A couple more pieces really quick on Sai Baba sharing wisdom about mother. It is, I'm not sure if I read this, but it's worthy of reading it again. It is of great error to ignore the mother with such a divine power. It is only to remind the people of the nobility and the sacredness of the mother, that she has been given the foremost place in the spiritual field by exhorting people to worship mother first as God. God is beyond male and female, mother and father, is she not? Isn't God infinite and without limitations? I ask. Again, there is the third component. All religions are valid so long as they do not extinguish the fire of unity. Mother, that we are all one mother's children. We are all children of one mother that is branched out into billions of mothers all across the globe. And we all beat our feet on Mother Earth. Everybody lives in a motherland country. And we're all wanting to get back to the nurturing, the cradling, the power, the subtle, infinite power of Divine Mother through which the Stargate, everything is brought forth in creation. That's my gig. That is my path. And that is where, not where I'm headed. That is where I'm stepping into the ocean. I have a foot into the ocean. The divine ocean, my divine mom. Tony Mary, what's up, brother? Happy Mother's Day to you, bro. All right, I'm going to take a quick pause. No, I'm going to read one more piece. Hello, Amanda. I'll save that for later. Because I expressed and simplified that quite a bit, that Father is the seed, Divine Father is the seed, Mother is the canal, birth canal of everything in creation, all the way down to, from the majestic to the infinite, all the way down to the subtle, from the gross to the subtle. Every aspect of Mother, no matter where in the universe, anything that has Mother energy is connected to Divine Mother. And anything in the universe that has Mother energy is that aspect of whatever creature, whatever civilization, whatever cosmic event, whatever star being born is bringing about creation. Every aspect of Mother anywhere in creation is the birther, that which brings through creation, right? So I'm going to put on a piece of music real quick so I can compose myself. And I'm going to tell you an amazing story that happened to me 4 months after my mom passed away. So I'm going to put on some music, take about 3 minutes, and I'm going to get me some water. Welcome, everyone. Everyone is Mother. We had a mother and father. Half of us is made up of Mother. We all need to be recognized and acknowledged that we all carry Mother. And that way, since our biological mother, since it's her turn, maybe we can come from a deeper state of appreciation to really give her what she's due. Give me a couple moments. I need to refill up on water. I'll be right back. Mother. Sue's here, loving, acknowledging people. All you mothers out there, you can take that how you want. You know me, I'm just silly having my fun. But it is a term of endearment, however you choose. All right, so now I'm going to tell the story of my mom. Hello, Chip. Hello, Tish. Hello, Amanda. My mom coming to visit me 4 months after she left this world physically. Yes, I had to unbutton my pants. I ate a good meal earlier. So here's the story about my beautiful mom. Anthony Robbins, I suggest that if you have Netflix, look up a movie and watch it called I Am Not Your Guru. It's phenomenal. Probably the best documentary I've ever seen in a spiritual context. I Am Not Your Guru on Netflix by Anthony Robbins. He was working with someone in an audience of thousands. And he was blaming his mom being such a bad mom. Hello, Janelle. Hello, Cheryl. He was upset. This was his life issue, his core issue. His mom was not a good mom. And Anthony intentfully sat there and listened with his heart. And it was time he sat there and listened from his heart as a mother. Until it was time to shift into father role. And when he did, he blasted the dude. But out of love, yet again. He told the guy, if you're going to blame your mom for all the fucking bad shit she did, this is his words. And he uses these words on purpose and consciously because they have power. If you're going to blame your mom for all the fucking bad shit she did, well, goddamn it, you better blame her for all the fucking good shit she did. Don't be unfair. Because who knows, the punishment our mother or parents mete out sometimes is not really because they're being abusive, though that is a different show entirely. It's all about intention, and I'm not going to go there tonight. Anthony Robbins told in that very documentary, he said, my mother used to whip my ass. She would pour liquid soap down his throat. Doesn't sound like a good mother. But like all the things I read you earlier from these different God men, that's not what mother is. Mother can roll up her sleeves, and from scrubbing the floors and doing the chores, mom's got some biceps. The mom can get a little mail on your ass real quick. And Anthony Robbins said, if it wasn't because of my mother, all of her, the fucking bad shit as well as the fucking good shit, I would not be the man I am today to be able to spread all this wealth of wisdom that I've been graced with to the rest of the world. That blew me away. That kicked me in my ass. I got it. So the reason I prefaced my mom coming to visit me was to reveal something sacred about my life. Because it's going to lighten my load. It's going to unburden. Basically, I'm sort of confessing something. And this is no way soil or taint or desecrate my mother. If you know me, you know that it's completely farthest from the truth. But it's a revelation. When I was growing up and I was a young boy, I got what a lot of us got. A wooden spoon, whack on the butt when we needed it. I went through those dynamics with my mom. It's karmic stuff that we here to work out. Past life, maybe I was my mom and I did that to Keith. I don't know what transpires in these realms of spirituality. But I do know that looking back in my life from my vantage point now, my time with my mother, through the good shit and the bad shit, was the lesson I am here to complete, period. That is called Divine Mother's lesson, Divine Mother's wisdom, to move into Divine Mother. We all are here for that reason. If you feel like I do and had said experience with your mom by getting whipped, I get it. And again, that's another show because I have my stance on reprimand and punishment. But it still does not take away the fact that Divine Mother is speaking, even in that wooden spoon to the backside. I've experienced this just like everyone, or many of us. And in hindsight, I love her for it. I was a little shit. I did those things like, man, believe it or not, many of us. And in hindsight, I understand it. And now it makes me call up my mom and go, wow, you played that role for me. Even if it made you feel guilty after you punished me. strangely, that's unconditional love. I'm willing to take on this brunt or this guilt to be a vessel to administer something to you, to help you expand that divine mother is bringing through your biological mother. That is what my mom did to me. And it made me who I am. Not that it's a phenomenal key thing. I'm proud of who I've become and who I'm expanding into. And I hope everyone feels the same way about your life as well. And my mom was a good mom. She cooked, cleaned, paid off the house note without my dad's knowledge about what she was doing. And my dad came home and she says, Verges, the house is paid off. He said, what did you just say? So we all have these mothers. So now I want to tell you the story about my mom coming to see me 4 months after she passed. This happened. Some years ago, 6 years ago, I was living in Bartlett, Tennessee. I was a roommate. I had a landlord, and I had my own room. 4 months after my mom's passing, my landlord, on one particular night, it was her birthday, and a boyfriend at the time came over. He brought her some flowers and one of those happy birthday, I love you foil balloons you get from any department store full of helium. My son right now is 13, 6 years ago, 6, 7 years old. When that foil balloon came in that door, his attention was like bling, bling, glitter, and he was enamored with that foil balloon wherever it went in the house. So after a little while, and Lisa's house had vaulted ceilings, so the ceilings were pretty high. So after a while, my son couldn't take it anymore, and as a best attempt at 6 years old to express to me, Dad, can I please have that foil balloon? I thought to myself, sure, Lisa would give it to him. Hello, Lewis. Hello, Joe, Dorothy, Vincent. We're talking about mothers. And right now I'm telling a story about my mom coming to see me after she passed 4 months later. So I said, Lisa, if you don't mind, Eden Sky, with my son, would love that balloon. She said, oh, by all means, give it to him. So I took the foil balloon from Lisa, was on a pretty long tether, but not long enough. And so I wouldn't have to be wrestling with this balloon all night. I decided to tie it to my son's arm because he's going to let it go and I got to get a ladder and get it. And so I tied it around his arm. So he played it for about an hour, 20 minutes. Then he said, Daddy, balloon. It got untied from his wrist and it floated to the top of the ceiling. I said, you know what, little man? You play with that balloon quite a while. I tell you what, if you leave that balloon right there where it is, it won't go anywhere. It's going to be there for always for you to play with. It's time for you to go to bed. He said, okay, Daddy. I went to bed. A week later, after I forgot that balloon existed because it was still atop, aloft to the vaulted ceiling. We don't normally look up. It's not natural. Except when we go visit New York. That's how they know you're a visitor. So the balloon was aloft at the ceiling of this vaulted ceiling house. A week and a couple of days go by, and I leave to run errands. After running my errands, put the key in the door, coming back into the house. And open the front door. And there's that foil balloon. Aloft, this high off the ground. We're speaking 3.5 feet. Only with enough helium in it to keep it aloft. In fact, it was so close to the front door that when I opened it, It might have been 6 inches away. Right there. Right there. And I knew in that moment, I didn't process, I didn't think about it, I didn't have to make the puzzle piece fit. I just went, Mom. It was my mother. It was my mother. There was no current in the house, no air conditioner. And even if there was, it would not move a foil balloon across a high vaulted ceiling house. It's physically impossible. So I leaned against the door after I shut it, and I bawled like a baby. Snotted all over myself. That my mother came to me in the form of this foil balloon. She used it as a vehicle to say, hello, son. It's Mom. So after I cried for 2 minutes, composed myself, I acknowledged my mother and said thank you. And I was walking to the kitchen to get some food, but I decided to do something else instead. If I walk into my house, immediately, if you take a hard 90-degree turn, is the bedroom where I lived, stayed, and about 15 feet was my computer and my computer chair. I decide I'm going to go boot up my computer so that while I make my food, it'll be booted up for when I get back. So I do that. I walk to the kitchen, made my food, came back, sat at the computer, had my food, and when I came back from the kitchen, I acknowledged the balloon that was still by the front door. It was just aloft. It wasn't even bobbing at all. Sitting at my computer now that it's booted up, keep in mind, my mother died from a stroke. 4 months later, after she passed, my mother gave me a visit. My mother died of a stroke. I'm sitting at my computer, and it's now booted up, and the foil balloon is still at the front door. 15 feet to the door of my room, take a left, the balloon is another 4 feet in front of the door. I decide to go to my email. And the first email that I was to check came from YouTube. So I knew it wasn't a virus, it was safe. So it said, "You have to see this!" Exclamation point. I clicked on the link, and the video began to play, and it was of a neurosurgeon who was explaining of what it's like to have a stroke. And about 10 seconds after watching this lady go into her spiel about of what it's like to have a stroke, and my mother died of a stroke, I see something peripherally, and I feel it. I look to my right, and there's the foil balloon. And it begins to move very quickly toward me, 15 feet, in a beeline. It does not bounce around the room for a little while till finally it settles. It's on a direct path to me, literally this fast. And the balloon gets near me, and I decide to do exactly this. When the balloon gets here, it raises up and descends into my lap. And I lost it again for another 2 or 3 minutes, snotting all over myself for being graced by the presence of my biological mother, which is a gift because my mom was the conduit from a divine mother to grace me and kiss me. Literally on my face, because the balloon started to ascend and descend as if rubbing my face constantly brushing itself upon me. So after the 2 minutes of sobbing uncontrollably, I acknowledge my mom and say thank you. Took the balloon off. I began to walk to the door to go put my dishes away from the food I ate. And the balloon gets up and follows me to the threshold of the door. It would not cross the threshold of the door. And by now I'm not only crying because I'm emotional, I'm laughing now. So my crying is in spurts because it's almost like hiccuping because I can't stop laughing and crying at the same time. So when I come back from the kitchen, after putting my dishes away, as I walk to the threshold of the door, the balloon yet again traveled 15 feet and placed itself in the computer chair. This was deliberate. I could feel her all around me then. And I left the computer chair another time or two to use the bathroom. And the same process. The balloon followed me to the threshold of the door but would not cross it. And when I came back from using the restroom, the balloon was in the chair. I just got a hit that 2 people here now recently had a visit from their mom. You know exactly who you are. Dear one, do not deny what you have experienced. Boy, those thoughts run rampant through the mind. But equally, those emotions and that presence runs rapidly through the heart. Which one will you choose? The truth of what is being shown to you and shared with you, or to be in denial of the possibility that your biological mother, as the conduit of divine mother, just graced you and kissed you upon your face. Divine mother. It's everything. It's everything. Yes, it's in the form of your biological mother. And maybe now when we look at our mothers, we can see deeper than we've ever seen into what that really is. Mother can be, let's say we have 5 mothers. These mothers can be considered extensions. If the whole hand is God and we're all connected to the source, then every mother you see is an extension of divine mother. So now we can look at our biological mom as one of those and go, oh my God, you are so effulgent with divine love and grace and light. And watch the relationship with your mother dramatically change, be it in a physical way or be it connected to your mom that you wish you had more of in a spiritual stratosphere kind of way. That door will open up and your mother will yet again place you in her lap as she sat in mine when she came to visit me 6 years ago. When you have this kind of fervor, and I hope you do, and many of you do, and fire to reach mom if she's deceased, or to be in touch with mom if she's still alive, the mom in you will begin to open. It will begin to blossom. It will begin to flourish. And then through that flourishing, it will begin to drop seeds as all plants do. That's why we give mothers flowers on Mother's Day to represent the opening of creation, the opening of the lotus flower within everyone. And when those seeds hit the ground, they begin to flourish. And there's a potential forest in every one of those seeds. That is divine creation. It will last forever. Bring through the mother in you and dear ones. The bliss that you have experienced through your body, the clarity of mind, and the feeling that you've never left home will suddenly become present in your acknowledgement of your mother on any day. Mother's Day is every day, and it's everywhere. Humble yourself. Be with your mother until that fire begins to swell in you. And the Divine Mother in each and every person will become effulgent. And you will all live in the abode of peace. Happy Mother's Day. Those who would like to bring forth anything, question, a comment, if there are those two who are in this room right now, this forum, who have had that experience, that you feel that you have been visited by your deceased mother, if you feel that you want to, maybe I can shed light on it. Not there's, dear Lord, there's not enough light shed on it if you were visited. But if you want a little more clarity, and if you need me to help you move into that expansion of it, feel free. I'm going to give it a couple of minutes, and then I'm going to close this broadcast. But I'll be here as long as you want me to participate, and we can banter back and forth. If not, give me a couple of minutes. I'll get some water. So bring through your questions, your comments. Share this to your wall. Go to youtube.com/Center of Light Radio. Subscribe to my page. Give me some thumbs up on some of the videos. Things are changing. I'm being blessed by my mom. You're being blessed by your mom. It's happening everywhere, y'all. It's everywhere in everything. It's the chair you're sitting on. It's the water you drink. It's the fact you're hearing my voice. It's the taste in your mouth. It's the canal of all creation. So go ahead and feel free to bring forth your questions or comments. When you use music like this, you follow the sound current, go into meditation, a prayer, just being still, for the sake of being still. And you breathe to fall in, and your breathing is an intention. Dear God, not only do you exist after I leave this world, you're here now. Why can't I feel it? Why have I chosen not to feel that? I'm changing that now. And through Divine Mother's grace, bring me back to the bosom, that I may have the divine milk that sustains and nourishes my life. Illness, trouble, conflict, disease, question will all flee from your experience. Remember when you were a child, in your innocence, in your power, in your youth, in your newness on this earth, because you freshly came from biological mother all the way back through the hierarchy to Divine Mother. And you said, Mommy, and she said, yes, my child, what can I do for you? And you said, cookie, and she said, here. She even used her arms to stretch beyond her grasp, to tiptoe, to give you a piece of divine candy. Mother. It all happened through Mother's grace, Divine Mother's grace. And when you follow music like this, and you breathe to contact Mother through your biological mom, the gates begin to open. And you begin to feel no disconnect from your mother anymore. Your biological mother, nor your Divine Mother, because you're connected. You don't feel so lonely. You don't feel so still full of grief that your mom died last year. You don't. You feel it. You feel the fullness. You might miss her because she's invisible, but you don't feel that disconnection. Follow music like this in there, and you will see the whole time she's been saying, ta-ta. Come see Mom. When you can barely walk, you're wobbling. You were never denied. Never, ever denied. I am learning this dance. I'm getting quite proficient at it. I am learning this dance. And in this moment, I'm saying, Mom. And she's saying, Ta-ta, come up. And I'm saying, please open that gate. And she takes you out of the playpen and sets you free to roam around, metaphorical to spiritual liberation. And we do our best to stand on our feet, even though we think we're adults. We're still spiritual children. That's how much we are loved. Kayleen says, I remember you telling me that story before. Wonderful now as it was then. Oh, dear, thank you. You're a beautiful mother yourself, Kayleen. Sue, all you ladies in here. Trudy, Dana, Dorothy, Janelle, Cheryl, Tish, Amy, Patsy, Mary, Annie, June, Dina, Melissa, Angela, Holly. Thank y'all. Okay, I'm going to give it one more minute only to let any final things that come through because there is a delay. Keep me in your vision, your heart. I have a blessed opportunity of grace before me, within me, to move into a window of a major worldwide book publishing deal thanks to Gavin Lee Davis. With 6 books. To take the divine principle and for the love of God and to compile them into a chronological story of my life. Because actually the second book goes back to the very beginning, so I have to pull this piece out, make it first, and it's going to be mixed match until there's a chronological order. And it's going to be called Homecoming. Mother's Day. Going back home to Mom. Our very first guru. Mother's our very first teacher. Homecoming. Homecoming, initiation, integration, and graduation is what it's going to be called. All right, everyone. I want to say thank you for a beautiful presentation, for allowing me. Not as beautiful because I did it. Well, I'm going to accept that. I had a great time doing it. And it brought beauty and softness to my heart. I now see mother energy differently doing the research I did today. And thank you for allowing me to play into this arena so I can have my initiation of doing the homework I did earlier today. And to integrate that through this presentation, that I move into a state of graduation, which will be my homecoming. I love you. Dear Lord, I love you. Look within and find your mom. Look within and connect with your all-encompassing, all-pervading, all-knowing, all-powerful mother. Happy Mother's Day.
Unto those who serve and serve you forever. Meditate on God, and your soul will be at peace in this world. Meditate on God.